Welcome one and all. I am Parzival, and this is my channel. I will be posting videos of me playing video games and talking about just role-playing games, maybe life, depends on how I'm feeling. I won't be focused as much on commentary as that might give me anxiety, and this is supposed to be just a little thing for me to do for fun.
I seek the
If you do wish to stay around and watch my content, I do hope you enjoy. I decided to make my character for this, as I'm going to try to stick to this character. I made a barbarian, which my main character for Diablo III is a necromancer, so quite the opposite.
Anyone fight like that before? Guards, open the gates.
But I thought it'd be interesting to change things up and see if they'd be able to stick with this for the long haul. I have quite the habit of making characters and then not getting very far with them.
Are you Leah?
I did. Came back.
I'm not going to be focusing as much on the story as I've played through this before, so if you want to have playthroughs more story-centric, then I would search elsewhere. I'm just gonna be going through and doing my best to have fun. Now I do think it would be fitting to have some speak of role-playing games or D&D in my first video. That's going to be a possible main topic.
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
Where to start? Okay, so I have a series of campaigns that I will be starting up in a couple months, I think. Not exactly sure when, but they're not going to be starting very soon. So they're all going to be taking place in the world of my first campaign ever, which is kind of funny to say, as this is only going to be my official, like, second campaign, but I've definitely learned a lot more since that first start, as that was actually like, I want to say like 2, maybe 3 years ago, which is crazy to think about. But I just recently had the end of it, and all the players really liked that. So I'm hoping to get at least most of those same players into 3 smaller groups. That way it's a bit more manageable, because I think I had 9 players in total, which was kind of strange because I started with 7, but then as I met more people that I thought would have fun with it, I kept adding people. 1 left, but then 3 more came to 3 or 2. Oh no, by the end of that one I had 9 people, but then one of those people didn't want to be in the next campaign, or none of the ideas really interested them. So they wanted to step out, so then I invited 2 more. One of them I invited because
everywhere, and word in
one of the
town
groups was a bit too small, and I thought that they would enjoy it.
This is true. Perhaps our days and nights of living in terror are behind us now.
And I hope that they will, as it's going to take a lot of planning for me to do. two are going to be a bit easier to explain than the others. So I'll give you the quick rundown of those two, and the third one's going to take a bit more explanation. But one of them, is a group of friends that are reuniting at the request of one of their old friends to help them overthrow a now tyrannical king who before hadn't been, which is a mystery that they will need to figure out. But they will be having to they'll have to try to overthrow the king and queen. Another group is just a new group of adventurers. Been friends for a while, like, hey, why not? Let's throw together let's just come together and form an adventuring group. And they have definitely one of my favorite NPCs, who I originally made as a character, but then I was like, I don't know people to play as him, so why not just add him into one of the NPC groups so that I get to play as him sooner. But his name is Malachi Lucine. He is a vampiric warlock who kind of has a front of being a bard. He has the entertainer background, which definitely helps with that. But he is a warlock genie pact, so he's not evil, but he's definitely a bit of a scoundrel. So it's going to be interesting getting to see how well I can play him. But they're just going to be going through a bit more basic adventures stuff. Not exactly sure what that's going to be, but they're going to be kind of easy to plan for. Not exactly sure yet. But then the last group, that's going to take the most explanation. So, at the end of my first campaign, there was a fight between someone who had recently killed the god of death and took their place, and the other 15 gods.
Not enough fury.
I decided to, in my world, because I wanted to torture myself, create all of the gods and make a map, which is now my banner on YouTube. The map wasn't too bad,
These are
but all
unholy
of the
creatures can rest now.
intricacies, which never actually got fleshed out, which is good because I didn't use 90% of the world. It was a bit more work than was necessary, but I enjoyed the process for the most part, so it wasn't all bad. But at the end, as I said, the new god of death was the players they weren't part of the battle, but I informed the players of the battle between
Diablo
the
himself
new god of
once
death,
walked
Zion, and the other 15 gods. And in that battle, 5 gods died, and Zion was not killed, but incapacitated, which the remaining 10 gods decided to not inform the rest of the world of their failure to kill the one that killed the previous god of death. Because yes, they apprehended him, but he's still alive. And 5 of them perished. So, essentially, everyone on the planet they just stopped hearing from 6 gods. The god of death, the goddess of love, the god of earth, like the land, and god of healing, the god of destruction, and I feel like I'm forgetting one. Death, healing, destruction, love, land. Oh, what am I forgetting? Oh fuck, what am I forgetting?
Thank you for your help.
No, the ancients have blessed me.
I'm going to beat myself up once I remember what it is. Oh, what is it? What is that last god? Well, anyways, those gods just,
You'll need to
as
open
far
the
as
door.
the world knew, just went silent. They don't know what happened. And this
Here,
last
let me
group
open the gate.
is going to try to
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much
explore,
about
to
her.
try to
She died
find
when I was
out
very young.
what
I was raised by
happened
Uncle Deckard.
that
What of your
caused
father?
their
I'm told
silence.
he was a great warrior. He was
Oh,
lost
and
in
something
the
that I
Tristan
forgot
Vale
that's
to
kind
begin
of important is that there is a 100-year time skip from the first campaign to the second. So I've been having fun determining what of the player characters would still be alive, and actually only 2 of them would still be alive.
Mother had her secrets.
People said she was a witch.
The lovable
But I never
halfling
believed it.
bard Fred Buttertoast, who is an amazing 2-foot-tall halfling. I still don't remember why I allowed that, but he's amazing. Everybody loved him. Even the characters that are supposed to be like, I'm dark and broody and I don't like talking and stuff, but even they love Fred. Like, it's impossible to not love him. He's amazing. And then there's one other, a half-elf monk named Ruby.
Here's the key.
I will
Thank
go.
you.
She was one of the she was the most recent addition to it, which unfortunately meant she was only around for
Regardless,
2 or
wherever
3
he's
sessions,
headed,
but
hell will surely
her
follow
players
in his
still
wake. The
said
shadows
that they had a
close in
really
on
good time,
Tristram
which I'm
once
glad.
again.
But even
But
though they
like
weren't around
Aiden,
for too long,
I'll be
they
gone
still
before
enjoyed
they
it.
fall.
But something that I'm definitely going to make sure of is that the player of Fred Buttertoast is going to encounter Fred
Another
Buttertoast.
poor soul.
I just wanted to make it a bit more challenging. Also, more experience. So we'll level up faster.
Tristram Cathedral. Fallen star lies within.
I think that this will be where I end this first video. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to subscribe, I will dub you a Knight of Malia, the name of the world that my D&D campaigns are happening in. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later.